declares Sunshine Cathedral on 50th anniversary of world's largest queer church. It's June 1969, and a riot breaks out in New York over police injustice towards the gay community, the trans community, and to people of color. The movement was called Stonewall, and it began the change of everything for LGBTQ+ rights in America and across the world. Just 2 years later, it's October 1971, and a small church congregation forms in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to give LGBTQ+ people a place to safely express their faith and fight against injustice. The moment was called the Sunshine Cathedral. This week, the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Dean Trantalis, who is a member of our LGBTQ+ community, celebrated this 50-year milestone as Sunshine Cathedral has become the largest queer church in the world. Trantalis presented the church with a proclamation from the city celebrating the milestone. Trantalis talked about the importance of Sunshine Cathedral for LGBTQ+ people, including services of food need, HIV/AIDS, trans programs, and so much more. Trantalis stated in a worldwide broadcast that, quote, "Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church," end quote, to wild applause. The senior minister, Dr. Reverend Durrell Watkins, told those at the anniversary celebration about the history of LGBTQ+ church and religion in America. Watkins focused on a major theme as he tells members, God is queer. Watch this.
Why we are proud to be queer. Why we say we're queer. Well, we want the world to know that we're queer. We're queer because God is queer. You heard it here first. God is mother and father. Hello. God is she, him, and they. Got all the pronouns. And that is actually biblically accurate. Yes, God is sometimes father, but yes, God is also the mother eagle teaching her young to fly.
He then walks the congregation through an explanation of Sunshine Cathedral's mission and why the church embraces the queer designation. We have included highlights of this 50th anniversary message on God is Queer. Watch this.
Please join me in the Sunshine Cathedral affirmation. Sunshine Cathedral is a different kind of church where the past is past and the future has infinite possibilities. Please be seated. And we welcome now also the Reverend Cindy Lippert from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Byron from Oakland Park, David from Pompano Beach, Jen from Cumming, Georgia, Brad from Fort Lauderdale, Tulo and Karen from Blackwater River State Park. Yay! And we will welcome more as they come in. I also want to point out, because I may forget later, we have a frequent guest musician today, Laura Gonzalez. She's amazing. You're going to love her. We also have another special guest with us. You will see up here the chair of the Sunshine Cathedral Foundation Board of Governors, Phil McChesney, and you will also see the chair of the Sunshine Cathedral Board of Directors, Linda Eden. You will see the senior minister and the executive minister. Why are we all up here? Because we are flanking the mayor of Fort Lauderdale. He's here to say a few words to us. Please welcome the Honorable Dean Trantalis.
Thank you and good morning. This is always a special place for anyone who appears before this community and at this podium. And thank you, Reverend, and thank you all, the Board of Directors, for inviting me here today. Because I know this has always been a place where people have come for strength, for forgiveness, for hope, and for opportunity to meet others and to share in the gift of God. And today, being the 50th anniversary, as your mayor, I've come today to present a proclamation to the church. I've lived in this community for almost 40 years. I remember the Quonset hut over on State Road 84, Or I remember Evan Wolfson came to our community when he was talking about marriage equality, and I said, "Are you out of your mind?" And no one's ever going to buy into that. And here we are today, sharing in those freedoms and equality for everyone. So today, from the Office of the Mayor, I present this proclamation in recognition of the 50th anniversary of the Sunshine Cathedral. Whereas the Sunshine Cathedral, originally called the Church of the Holy Spirit Metropolitan Community Church, it's a mouthful, was organized in 1971 and was founded by the LGBT plus people with an affirming and primary outreach to the community who were children of God and their friends and their allies. Sunshine Cathedral is the oldest LGBTQ organization in Broward County. And whereas only 3 people have served as senior pastor of Sunshine Cathedral in the last 44 years of its 50-year history, the Reverend Elder John Gill, the Right Reverend Grant Linford, and of course, our endeared and endearing Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins. Sunshine Cathedral has long advocated and worked for marriage equality, women's rights, HIV prevention, transgender rights, and acknowledgement that all people who have sacred value. Whereas Sunshine Cathedral seeks through multiple programs and ministries to address food insecurity, provide a safe place for recovery and support groups, offer a comfortable environment for the celebration of the arts, provide worship opportunities, offer religious education, continuously rejoice in the gifts of the LGBTQ plus community, and offer spiritual support to people living with HIV and other life challenges. And whereas Sunshine Cathedral, through local programs, social media, virtual reality gaming technology, and interactive community live streaming broadcasts, engages a global congregation of over 30,000 individuals and serves over 5 million people annually. Where are they today? Virtually. I know, you're at home. Be safe. Sunshine Cathedral offers perpetual care in a memorial chapel for departed members of our community as well as for their family members and pets. And finally, Sunshine Cathedral is a spiritual home to both a local community and a global fellowship. And many joyfully declare that Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Now, therefore, as the City Commissioners of the City of Fort Lauderdale, do hereby proclaim today, October 3rd, 2021, as Sunshine Cathedral Day in the City of Fort Lauderdale, dated today, signed by myself, Mayor Dean Trantalis. Congratulations.
Why we are proud to be queer, why we say we're queer, why we want the world to know that we're queer. We're queer because God is queer. You heard it here first. God is mother and father. Hello. God is she, him, and they. Got all the pronouns. And that is actually biblically accurate. Yes, God is sometimes father, but yes, God is also the mother eagle teaching her young to fly. And yes, God is it. God is a rainbow. God is a castle. God is a rock. God is El Shaddai, the God of the mountains, but those mountains are a metaphor for breast. And so El Shaddai is often translated as the almighty breasted one. Did Twyla just shout? God is Lord. And in the book of Job, we're told that Lord's womb produces the winter frost. God is non-binary. God's chosen and anointed king, David, makes a marital type covenant with another man, Jonathan. God is non-binary, and God's chosen leader is bisexual. One of the ways God is experienced by the prophet Ezekiel is as a rainbow. Ezekiel says, It was like the bow that appears in the sky on a rainy day. That's what the presence of God was like for him, like the bow that appears in the sky at a rainy day. Ezekiel knew a rainbow God, and that rainbow God still blesses her rainbow people. And one of our creation myths, God makes Adam, God, all by God's self, makes a person. There's not a couple involved. There's not a birth process. It is a very queer event to just make a person, unless you are Dr. Frankfurter from from Rocky Horror. But right, God makes a person in a queer way. And then Adam, without the help of a woman, gives birth to Eve, with the help of a surgical process that God provides, but still. A man gives life to a woman. And without a biological mother, Eve then is a woman who would have a Y chromosome. If there was no woman to provide the XX, then so this woman born of a man would have the male chromosome. So the mythic primordial couple are by definition transgender. Yes. It's the Bible. What are you going to do? God is the queerest of all characters, and we are made in God's image. So queer, yes, in a political sense, queer means to spoil the heteronormative power structure and the patriarchal power structure. And yes, queer means different, and for those claiming it for themselves, it can mean special. But queer in a religious context can also mean holy, godly, God-like. And like God, queer is impossible to keep in any box or closet. That's why this queer church has a music ministry led by straight women. Hey! Usually straight churches have music ministries led by closeted gay men. Not us. A music ministry led by out straight women. I love that. And in religion, that is queer indeed. That's why we love and teach the Bible, but will not worship it, nor allow it to be weaponized against us. We are a different kind of church, still shining after 50 years. And as someone who is just 11 years away from being 50 myself, I don't understand why that was funny, but I can tell you 50 is very young. So indeed, our future has infinite possibilities. Did you know that Fort Lauderdale, let me just put some context, what we have accomplished, what we can accomplish, and what we are doing. Fort Lauderdale has just over 180,000 people. It's not a big pool. Not, as urban areas go, there's a lot bigger. Houston has 4 million and so on. So it's not the hugest city, 180,000 people. And Broward County has just under 2 million. Just under 2 million, the whole county. So in a pre-cyber age, the most we could hope to reach from our area would be about 1,000 people, that's Easter and Christmas, with about half of that or less in regular attendance. And for many years, that was the exact trend that held. For most of the time that I've been here, in fact, until pandemic made in-the-room worship difficult, and in the room, we haven't recovered fully from that yet. That may take another year or two, I don't know. But, so the limitations of the size of the area and the limitations of a global pandemic. But we have affirmed for 14 years now, the future has infinite possibilities. We've said it, and we believe in the power of affirmations. And so we have affirmed with emotion and with faith and with clear vision over and over for 14 years, the future has infinite possibilities. And so we are now discovering that neither the population of Broward County nor the onslaught of any virus determines what we can do and how many people we can reach. We have in the last couple of years grown to a global presence of tens of thousands weekly and millions annually. Yeah, I want another 50 or 100 people in the room, but we aren't waiting for that, and we're not limited to that. We are a different kind of church. No other one is just like us. And what is true of us as individuals is true of us as a church. We are God's miracle and not God's mistake. Sunshine Cathedral is still shining. And so I ask you to continue to support this miraculous church, because we are still building something amazing, life-giving, and world-changing, and the gates of hate will not prevail against it. We will not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap even more than we have so far if we do not give up. And we ain't giving up. And this is the good news. Amen. Bless you. Bless you.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.